Hey, what's up, guys? I just wanted to make, since we, with Phoenix, hit 36 and the whole guild got a 5-star artifact, which is awesome, I just wanted to kind of go over my recommendations on spending your forging dust and kind of how I would prioritize it and kind of what I wouldn't use it on. And so basically, we're going to start on what's most important. So, since the solo raid matters somewhat, is so gear dependent, right? And having perfect gear, that's really where you want to start focusing on spending your forging dust first, right? You want to try to get your perfect um, gear, just because that's going to help you the most in the events. And then later down the line, then you can start thinking about upgrading your artifacts and whatnot. But artifacts really don't help um, all that much until you do get the 5-star and you get the 5-star ones with the like desirable minions and stats, and that's really going to help you in end game and in arena, right? But at the beginning of the game, it's for sure way more important to get dust, right? Or sorry, to get the equipment perfect and spending the dust there. So here's how I would recommend doing it, right? So we just had Raoul, right? So Raoul's kind of a tricky one, just because. So how you get dust, or how I recommend getting dust, is of course farming 205 over and over again. And the more powerful Raoul is, the faster those level goes. So there is kind of still a business, like a justification to still level up Raoul gear. But then what you want to do, what I did when I was trying to level Jobu, because I had a little more game sense at that point, is I said, okay, so Valen's gonna be our next one. So basically, I would farm for Valen, right? I'd play 205 over and over again. And then because I'm not going to have Raoul for a very long time, or Elena is way far down, what I ended up doing was I would sell even the 3-star gear that I got, because you can get like 5,000, dust shards from it to help you kind of progress and have enough dust to level up your gear for a more relevant hero that's coming up, right? Like Valen, right? So I would, I still save some pieces that are a little more difficult. Like I would save the chest pieces for each hero, because it's really hard. You have to roll, for the perfect one for chest, it's kind of one of the hardest to get, because each stat matters, right? So siege, power, and ability, it's kind of a hard thing to get. So I would still save a few select pieces that I know I needed, that matter a lot, right? So like I said, chest, boots, were like the main ones, right? That I would save maybe for all of them, until I, of course, I got perfect. But then I would then focus on heavily on the next hero who's in the event. So this next event's going to be Valen. So I would, farm 205, and then I would sell even 3-star gears, probably for definitely Elena, except for chest and boots, and then even Noel probably, right? Now, because Terran's the next one, I maybe would save some of his 3-stars gear, but you really just got to make sure you have enough forging dust to level up the 3-star gears before the next event. So, as I mentioned, that's definitely one of the highest priority in my opinion for spending dust, before you even can think about spending money on your artifacts, or not money, forging dust rather, right? So, 5-star artifacts are extremely good, right? But they're also expensive, right? So legend, even 4-star and 5-star are expensive, but 5-star are really expensive. What do I mean by really expensive? So it's like 187,000 dust to level a, and that's just for an attempt to level a level 5 artifact from 12 to 13, right? Which is max. The one before that's like 75,000, right? So it adds up really quick. And when you're talking like, and you are talking about like your 5-star equipment, once you get there, it's even worse. I think it's 375,000 for like to make it from a 12 to a 13, and your odds of doing it is very low, right? Right now, in my progression with Wildo, I've already spent. In a previous video, I told you need like 13 million max and you're guaranteed to get it. Well, that's not true, because This belt I still haven't upgraded. I've been trying, and I spent 19 million on it, and I still haven't got it to the last one, right? So dust becomes extremely more relevant as time goes on in this game. I've had perfect like 3-star gear on Wildo for like over a year now, and I'm still like leveling up these 4 and 5-star equipment and the 5-star artifacts. You can see how much dust I have. Like I'm out, right? So I just wanted to explain that you definitely want to, be careful with what you're spending dust on and focus definitely on your equipment first and think about the next heroes that are coming up for the raid events. And then even when you have 5-star, I just want to point out another thing. So there's several of these. I mean, there's several of these that I don't play, this hero. Don't play him at all. I do Blade Dancers, but speed, is okay. And then, the tree is not very good either. So this one I'll probably never upgrade. Right? It's expensive to upgrade. I probably just will never. And it cost me anywhere from 3 to, potentially like 13 million to upgrade. And these it just doesn't have the stats that I'll ever use. Right? I don't use any of those minions in Battle Arena. I don't even use them for any of the other events. So yeah, like Fire Witch ability. I mean, it's just she pretty much kills everything with the exception of some of the more powerful minions. With one, with her ability anyway. So this one I'll probably never use. Um, and just keep in mind you got to think about which one it is, right? So is it siege? Is it power? Power, in my opinion, for like the arena and stuff, is definitely the better choice. Siege is great for some, but it's definitely power's where it's at, right? Minion ability, depending upon the minion, can be very valuable. But I just wanted to point out that like I will not, even though I have 5-star and it's a 5-star artifact, so it doesn't mean it's better, right? I have like some 3-stars that are better, right? And I'm like I said, I will probably level this one up just because Hellfiend does really well in the arena, and this is a pretty good one. This one I will never upgrade because there's no point. So I just wanted to point out that like just because you have a 5-star artifact, that's great, it's cool, but a lot of them that I get are bad, and I'll never use them. Now, of course, I'll save them still because if you look how much to sell it, it's the same as like 3-star gear, which is terrible, right? So what if for one day down the line one of these minions becomes actually valuable or usable? Then in which case I will be like, oh, cool, I'm glad I saved it, and it's just not worth selling because it took took me a long time to get some of these. So yeah, so I just hope that like this reasoning and understanding helps you guys, and just seriously do yourself a favor. Don't upgrade your artifacts until you have your gear all squared away. Awesome. Anyway, have a good one, guys. Thanks. Bye.